Hi, welcome to the Crypto Matrix X. Before we begin today, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Matrix X. Hello XRP Army, and welcome back to the Crypto Matrix X, your go-to channel for the latest high-energy updates in digital assets. Before we get started with today's business, make sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to the Crypto Matrix X, ladies and gentlemen, while everyone's out there is panicking, watching the red candles on their screen, refreshing the price of Bitcoin every 5 seconds. Something else is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Something much bigger. A systematic seismic shift is taking place behind the scenes off the retail exchanges in the boardrooms of trillion-dollar asset managers. They are quietly, systematically, and relentlessly buying up the available supply of XRP. And the most incredible part, they're doing it right under your nose. And almost nobody is talking about it. This isn't a theory, folks. This isn't hype. This is a documented institutional level accumulation. And in this video, we're going to show you the proof. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, just know that we take a different approach at the Crypto Matrix X. We filter out the retail noise and focus on the institutional money flow because that's what really moves markets, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, the institutional story around XRP is the most explosive narrative in crypto that the mainstream is completely missing, ladies and gentlemen. They want you to focus on the price on the market downturn. But I'm telling you the real story, the one that will define the next 12 to 24 months, is happening in the world of ETFs right now. So, if you want to understand the game behind the game, stick around with me and trust me, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because what we're about to unpack is a fundamental rewriting of XRP's future. Let's break it down. So let's set the stage. The crypto market has been, let's be honest, it's been pretty brutal. We're in a downtrend. Confidence is shaky. And in these moments, the average investor does one of two things. Ladies and gentlemen, they either panic sell or they just tune out completely. And that is exactly what institutional players wait for. They thrive in moments of fear and distraction. It's the perfect cover. Think of it like a pride of lions on the savannah. They don't hunt when the herd is on high alert. They wait for them to be distracted, scattered, and looking the other way. Right now, we are the herd, and the institutions are the lions. While we're looking at the price of XRP hovering around $2, they're executing a calculated long-term strategy of supply absorption, ladies and gentlemen. And their primary weapon, the exchange-traded fund, the ETF, a quiet, unassuming, regulated financial vehicle that is, as we speak, eating the liquidity supply of XRP alive. Let's look at an educational breakdown for a second. Now, I know some of you hear ETF and you think, okay, great, another Wall Street product. What's the big deal? Let me break down why this is a complete game changer, and it's not what you think. First, the supply sequestration engine. When an ETF provider like Franklin Templeton or Grayscale sees inflows, meaning when their clients put money into their XRP ETF, they're legally obligated to go out and buy the underlying asset. They buy real physical XRP and lock it away in regulated custody. This isn't like retail buying on an exchange where coins are just traded back and forth. This is XRP being taken off the open market and put into a vault. Every $1 million that flows into these ETFs permanently reduces the available supply. Analyst models are already projecting that at a sustained pace, these ETFs could absorb a massive portion, even half or more, of the entire circulating supply of XRP within a year. So think about that for a second. Not traded, absorbed. That is the definition of a supply shock in the making. Second, the great rotation is happening now. If you need any more proof that the smart money is moving differently, just look at what happened on November 24th. It was a down day for the market. Fear was in the air. And on that day, the Bitcoin spot ETF saw over $151 million in outflows. The big dogs were bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. So, where did that money go? On that exact same day, the newly launched XRP ETFs pulled in over $164 million in inflows. Let that sink in for a second. Do you understand the signal that sends? In a risk-off environment, when capital was fleeing from Bitcoin, the supposed safe haven of crypto, institutional money was rotating directly into XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, it completely overshadowed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana inflows. That is not retail behavior. That is a calculated institutional allocation decision that tells you they see value in XRP at these prices even when the rest of the market is selling off. Third, the ultimate institutional stamp of approval. Now let's talk about the names behind this. We're not talking about small crypto-native funds any longer. We're talking about Franklin Templeton, a $1.7 trillion asset manager. These are the guys who manage pensions, who have been around for generations. They don't make speculative bets, folks. And what did their head of digital assets, Roger Bond, say about XRP? He called it a foundational building block for a diversified portfolio and for global settlement infrastructure. Foundational building block. Let this sink in, ladies and gentlemen. These are not words an institution of this size uses lightly. That's not a trade. That's not a Q4 play. That is a statement of long-term conviction, folks. They're telling you that they view XRP not as it's just another cryptocurrency, but as a core piece of the future financial system. The recent launches from them and Grayscale are just the opening salvo. Okay, so that's what and the why. And now, what does this mean for you, ladies and gentlemen, you might be asking? How do you use this information to stay ahead of the curve? First, stop obsessing over the daily price chart. This is really important. The real story isn't being told there. The price is lagging. The price is distraction, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, start tracking the ETF inflow data. That is the institutional footprint. Sites like Social Valve and others provide this data. Watch the flows, not the price. The inflows are the cause. The price will eventually be the effect. Second, understand the key technicals. While the price is a lagging indicator, it's still important. The analysis shows there's a major resistance for XRP sitting around the $2.30 to $2.40 zone. But here's how you should view this level now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a ceiling, it's a pressure cooker lid. All of this ETF buying, the supply absorption, is building immense pressure underneath that level. When it finally breaks, ladies and gentlemen, and it will, the move won't be gradual. It will be explosive. Third, just your time horizon. This is critical and vital. Institutional game is played in years, not days or weeks. This ETF accumulation trend isn't about creating a price pump tomorrow. It's about a systematic re-rating of the asset over the next cycle. They are slowly cornering the market. This is your chance to align yourself with a long-term vision to front or run the massive wave of capital that is only just beginning to wake up to this story. And believe me, this is just the beginning. This is just phase one. We have a whole new wave of XRP ETFs waiting for launch. We're talking about 21 shares, Wisdom Tree, and Coin shares all in the pipeline. The ETF mania is only going to intensify. The supply squeeze is going to get tighter. But here's the next level alpha. What comes after the spot ETFs, you might ask? Staked XRP ETFs. Products that not only give you exposure to the price of XRP, but also pay you a yield. Imagine the floodgates that will open when institutions can buy a regulated product that offers passive income on a foundational settlement asset. The IRS has already been issuing guidance on staking, paving the way for these kinds of sophisticated products. This is the next frontier, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming faster than you think. Then you have future contracts, options, and other derivatives that will build a mature, robust market around XRP, attracting even more institutional liquidity. We are at the very beginning of this institutional adoption curve. The foundation is being laid right now. So, if you found any value in this breakdown, if you finally see the bigger picture, do me a favor and smash that like button. It tells YouTube algorithm that this is the kind of institutional grade analysis people need to see. And drop a comment below. Which XRP ETF launch are you most excited about? I read every single one. And most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell because in my next video, we're going to break down the mechanics of a potential staked XRP ETF and what it can mean for the supply dynamics. You're not going to want to miss that one. Look, I want to leave you with this one final comment and thought. For years, the crypto space has been dominated by hype, memes, and speculation. But the game is changing, ladies and gentlemen. The quiet professionals, the trillion-dollar managers have entered the arena, and they don't care about the noise on social media. They care about fundamentals, infrastructure, and long-term value. While the real world is distracted by the day-to-day price action, the institutions are playing chess. They're removing the pieces, the available XRP from the board one by one. The supply is vanishing, the narrative is shifting, the institutions are here. This isn't just another crypto story. This is a story of a foundational asset being integrated into the global financial system in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get left behind. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Once again, this content is for formational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. Remember, the game is changing, and those who understand it first will benefit most. Make sure you're on the right side of it. You have two choices. You can be like the crowd, reacting after the move, rationalizing why they missed it, telling themselves they'll never let it happen again. Or you can be the one who saw behind the curtain, the one who understood the infrastructure shift, the one who positioned early, not randomly, but intentionally. Because some moments in history are loud, the ones that change everything are quiet right up until the moment they're not. And this is one of those moments. Do not blink because the world is distracting you with noise while XRP continues developing behind the scenes and building momentum in the broader digital asset landscape. Stay sharp. Stay informed. Accumulate knowledge. Your move now will be remembered. This is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning. If this opens your eyes, smash that like button, ring the bell, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Turn on notifications, and most importantly, Subscribe to the Crypto Matrix X. We break down the major global banking trends shaping digital assets today, giving you context, clarity, and research you can use. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, and stay in our channel.